This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Arkansas. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Arkansas and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Arkansas. Welcome back to the Sonic Postgame Show. Sonic has been a proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics for over 25 years. Live free. Eat Sonic.
Zach DeBozart here with you, Learfield Network Studios, and the Sonic Postgame Show presented by Sonic. At Sonic, you find a menu packed with unexpected flavor combinations and more than 10,000 unique drink options to fit every mood and craving. Live free. Eat Sonic. Hogs get the win, 94-87 over Ole Miss. They are 2-0 now in the conference. We'll take another peek back at the Edward Jones scoring summary. Find a financial advisor near you at edwardjones.com. 5 different players on each team ended up in double figures. Darius Acuff led all scorers as he typically does. 26 points, 9 assists as well. One more dime away from a double-double for the freshman guard from Detroit. He was 11 of 12 from the free throw line. Also had a block and 2 steals in this one. Behind him, Trevin Brazil, 18 points. He was a force on the glass with 6 rebounds. Also with 6 rebounds was Carter Knox, who had 10, and Billy Richmond, who had 13 and was perfect in this game. 5 of 5 from the field, including 1 3 and a perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So off the bench, Billy Richmond, a fantastic day for him. Also in double figures, Malik Thomas with 13 points, also added a rebound and 2 assists. Hogs shot 52% to Ole Miss's 51. Rebels players in double figures, Malik Dia with 16, as was Elias Carmadine. 12 points for A.J. Storr, 11 points for Eduardo Klafke, and 10 points for Patton Pinkins. Hogs shoot 10 of 24 from the three-point line, 42%. They are the current leaders in the SEC in that category, out-rebounding the Rebels 37-27, including a 14-8 mark on the offensive glass in this one. And as you look at the Edward Jones scoring summary of this 94-87 win, now to take a peek at the SEC Notebook. That's brought to you by Daspit Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Razorback Athletics. One game still going on, and it's a doozy. 11th ranked Vanderbilt, 13th ranked Alabama. 103 left to go. It's down to free throws, and Vanderbilt looks comfortably ahead in this one, but it was close throughout. 92-85 right now. Vanderbilt's leading. Should that hold, they will go to 15-0, and there will still be 6 unbeaten teams across NCAA Division I basketball. Finals from earlier today: Missouri defeats Kentucky in Rupp, 73-68. The Tigers went on an 8-0 run to knock off the Wildcats over the final 2 minutes of the game, and the Tigers 2-0. The Wildcats 0-2. Jaden Stone for Mizzou and Otega Owe for Kentucky, each with 20 points in this game. Mississippi State got a huge day from their phenom talisman Josh Hubbard, 30 points in a 72-53 win over Oklahoma. The Bulldogs are also 2-0 in the conference as well. And going back to yesterday's action, Georgia was upset by Florida 92-77. The Gators wiped them off the floor in Gainesville. 21st ranked Tennessee beat Texas 85-71. You heard Coach Cal mention it. South Carolina was up 25 at the half over LSU, and yet it was still a single-digit game down the stretch. The Gamecocks end up with a 10-point win, 78-68. Elijah Strong with 30 points in the win. By the way, big score this weekend was Jacoby Gillespie of Tennessee, 34 points in that Volunteer win. And then Texas A&M 90-88. They eked out a win over Auburn on the Plains. Keyshawn Hall had 32 points and 12 rebounds. Strong double-double in the loss for the Tigers. Speaking of those Tigers, that is who is up next for the Razorbacks coming up on Saturday afternoon. It will be another road game. So we will be taking you live from Neville Arena. 5 o'clock to tip off. 4:30 is the pregame show here across these same stations on the Razorback Sports Network. And that closes out the week for Arkansas. They are next back at home coming up a week from today. It'll be on Wednesday, another 8 o'clock tip-off, and they will host the South Carolina Gamecocks. So that's what's up next at Auburn, and then home against South Carolina to continue this strong SEC start. Again, 2-0 in the conference, 12-3 overall, and we now wish you a fun good night. Oxford, Mississippi. Arkansas defeats Ole Miss 94-87. I'm Zach DeBozart, Chuck Barrett, and Matt Zimmerman out in Oxford. We wish you a good rest of your Wednesday night, Arkansas. One more time, your final score: 94-87. Hogs win on the Razorback Sports Network from Learfield.
On the Razorback Sports Network from Learfield, you've been listening to the Sonic Postgame Show presented by Sonic. Live free. Eat Sonic. University of Arkansas basketball has also been sponsored by your Arkansas Ford dealers. Test drive the Ford F-150, official truck of the Razorbacks at your Arkansas Ford dealer. By Coca-Cola. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke's Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. UAMS Health, the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for the Razorbacks. First Security Bank. It's banking with people you know and people you know you can count on. First Security. Bank better. By Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Trusted by Arkansans for more than 75 years for reliable, affordable health insurance. Take good care, Arkansas. Shelter Insurance. For award-winning service, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Summit Utilities, bringing natural gas to Razorback fans across Arkansas. Go Hogs! Also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please drink responsibly. Harps, quality foods, hometown fresh. It's that simple at Harps. By Visit Hot Springs. It's time for a road trip to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Learn more at hotsprings.org. Regions Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. The Arkansas Department of Health. Quit tobacco. We can help. By Roller Funeral Homes. For 3 generations, the Razorback Nation has trusted the Roller family to serve yours with all our respect. SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Razorback Athletics. By Edward Jones. Find a financial advisor near you at edwardjones.com. By Ballpark. Proud to be the official hot dog of the Razorbacks. Your local Toyota dealer. Toyota. Let's go places. Daspit Law Firm. Proud to be the official injury lawyers of Razorback Athletics. By Oak Lawn Hot Springs, Arkansas's only racing casino resort. Baptist Health. Arkansas's largest and most comprehensive health system. By Qual Choice Health Insurance, a better choice for health insurance. Make the right choice with Qual Choice. By Highland Dairy, locally made, naturally delicious. The University of Arkansas Online, offering flexible degree programs. Apply now at online.uark.edu. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Razorback Sports Network.
You've been listening to Arkansas Razorback Basketball on your home for the Hogs in Central Arkansas. 103.7 The Buzz. This broadcast was presented by Network Services Group, Bale Chevrolet, Edwards Food Giant, Genesis of Conway, Lion Legal Services, Kaufman by Design West, Malvern National Bank, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Blackman Auctions, Winrock Automotive, and Chris Crane Hyundai.
Acuff spins, lobs for Brazil, and he throws it down.
Another edition of Hogs Hoops is in the books. Time to break it down from every angle.
Three-pointer right wing for the win. No good. Arkansas wins it.
This is the Bet Saracen Arkansas Basketball Postgame Show on 103.7 The Buzz. Bet Saracen is the sports betting leader in Arkansas. Make sure that you have the Bet Saracen app downloaded on your mobile device. Live from Walk-Ons in West Little Rock, here are your hosts, Wes Moore and Josh Neighbors.
Hammerdine into the front court for Ole Miss. Left side, Pinkins gets the defender off his feet, fires a three, missed the shot, Knox with a rebound. 13 seconds to go. Hogs are going to survive. Razorbacks are going to run it out. Acuff into the front court. Ole Miss is not going to foul. John Calipari and Chris Beard meet at midcourt. Heck of a ball game. Razorbacks are 2-0 in conference play.
Love Chuck Barrett, but that wasn't a heck of a ball game.
I was going to say, it was a basketball game.
It was. Wes Moore, Josh Neighbors with you at Walk-Ons. This is the Bet Saracen Razorback Basketball Post-Game Show. They win 94-87, and the most important thing, Arkansas is 2-0 in the SEC, and it's the first time they've been 2-0 in the SEC in 11 years.
Right.
So after starting 0-5, I'll take 2-0 no matter how ugly the basketball game was. Thank you, officials, for calling 29 fouls in the second half. First half, they let them play, which is crazy. It was a good half of basketball. There was nobody about to fight. There was no shoving. There was nobody exchanging words. In the second half, they go, you know what? We got to earn our paycheck. Let's call 29 fouls. And that is the SEC, because we're also watching Alabama Vanderbilt, and they're doing the same thing in the second half of this game. And, in fact, it got so bad Alabama's coach got teed up because he wasn't very happy with the officiating in the SEC, and it's a common theme. And it's something I harp on, you harp on. It's disgusting basketball to watch when they're calling a foul just about every possession and going to the free throw line. For example, Arkansas in the second half shot 26 free throws. Ole Miss shot 16. So you had 42 free throws shot in the second half.
That's what the fans came to see. They wanted to watch the players at the line. Look, you can tell in the first half of games if there's a low amount of fouls, get your money's worth second half, referees. But, I mean, it was a tough watch. You know, you should not be having that many fouls per minute, right? It's over a foul per minute is what we had. It was nearly a foul and a half per minute in half number 2. But, you know, by hook or by crook, as they say, Arkansas gets the job done and 2-0 start. I think that does also speak to, you know, as you mentioned, the last 11 years, the league has gotten tougher on the whole, but last year was the toughest version. That's because a lot of older players were there. Not quite as old in like the, you know, guys growing up meaningfully old type deal. So I think that it's a huge factor here in what's happened.
And let's be honest about it. Ole Miss is not very good.
They're bad.
That's one of the worst Chris Beard teams
They
I've
put
ever
5
seen.
walk-ons in and got better.
And they did.
Yeah.
The walk-ons, or some of the walk-ons, started playing well, and that Klafke had the game of his life in the second half. He had 11 points in like 6 minutes. It was crazy. And he was hitting tough shots, and you're just like, okay, that's a hard shot. It's not
Faders,
bad defense.
Runners, leaders, yeah.
You're like, okay, whatever. But Arkansas survived a really good shooting half by Ole Miss, a very poor defensive effort from Arkansas. I thought the entire game, honestly. There was a lot of risky plays, a lot of gambling for Arkansas, and if they didn't get the steal or create a turnover, it created easy baskets and good looks for Ole Miss, and they knocked them down tonight.
Yeah, and Ole Miss did. I think for Arkansas, you know, the focus needs to be because they can beat teams in a variety of ways. So they knew if Ole Miss wanted to get in a firefight, they'll oblige them in that. Ole Miss lost over 66% of their scoring from last year. This is Chris Beard's 8-6 is his worst start as a D1 coach at whether it be at Little Rock, whether it be at Texas Tech, Texas, and also at Ole Miss. And so I think Arkansas's willingness to be like, we'll play this type of game, it shows how good they are, but also it shows their willingness to be, hey, it'll be close, it's fine, we don't mind that, which is both good and bad, I would say, Wes.
Yeah, it'll cost them. It will cost them at some point this year on the road in the SEC, or it could cost them at home. But Arkansas in the first half, it seemed like they were just toying with Ole Miss. It was like you're playing your little brother.
Right.
And you're like, we know we can score and take care of this anytime we want to. They would go up 10, have a couple of turnovers that were just careless turnovers. I think it was Malik Thomas 2 in a row that took it from a 10-point game to a 5-point game. And all of a sudden it's a 2-point game. And then Arkansas finishes on an 8-0 run with thanks to a couple Trevin Brazile threes at the end of the first half, and they led by 10. And he felt comfortable and was like, yeah, it probably should have been 15, 20-point lead at the half, but it's 10. I guess I'll settle for that. And then the second half, they got up by 16, and then they just started toying around again. I don't like that about this team. I want them to go for the jugular and go ahead and just put the game, get it out, just finish it off.
It wasn't a bad effort, but one thing I mentioned to you while watching the end of the game was the fact that they had Acuff with the ball probably for the last 5-6 minutes of the game. Every possession was on him, and he rolled his ankle, he grabbed his leg. And so the cost that we're talking about here, like what does that actually mean? The cost is it's a lot of meaningful possessions for an 18-year-old, 18, 19-year-old. And you don't want to have that many, right? Arkansas needs to clear the bench. Like this is that's what they need to do.
Yeah, they should have cleared the bench.
It was a friends and family affair. There was nobody at the game, and so I'm like, I want to separate this. That win is probably about what I expected, 7-point win, what I expected, but you're going to have to learn how to take care of business, and that's part of the learning curve. Is that if you're going to put the ball in the hands of Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas a lot, taking care of business when the team is clearly more inferior than you, that's a learning curve. All of it's a learning curve.
Arkansas wins. They cover. It goes over 94-87, 181 combined points in this. And Darius Acuff was awesome, by the way. 26 points, 9 assists.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
He's doing things that no other freshman's ever done. I saw hogstats.com tweet out that he can go back as far as 90, 91 when they really kept the assist stat in the box scores. This is the first time he's ever seen a 26-9 game from an Arkansas player. It's a freshman.
Didn't shoot well. Like for him, I mean, he had a couple tough shots at the rim where he was in traffic and took them, and he's been better this year, actually isolating guys and making it that one-on-one. They were playing that. But still, like the fact that he didn't have the Didn't shoot well to start off, 1 for 4 to begin. Ends up 7 of 18, which actually is pretty good. You know, it's a pretty decent shooting night for the most part. But
11 of 12 from the free throw line.
And like if you look at Wagner's minutes, like I think those two things are correlated, right? Like Acuff is just so good. He's so good that Wagner, while he led them to a Sweet 16 last year, and they were a powerhouse there at the very end. The fact that Acuff is so good has caused Wagner's minutes to go down. But I love the way everybody else played tonight. Like there were a lot of good performances. Arkansas is a deep, good basketball team.
Yeah, minutes were split up pretty good tonight. Acuff played the most with 33 minutes. Malik Ewan actually played less tonight than he has been. But I thought Nick Pringle gave him some really solid minutes, and I guess Coach Calipari agreed and left Pringle in there. And he got 21 minutes tonight. So
Right.
That showed here recently Ewan's been getting more minutes than Pringle.
Well, this was a game where like size. So his advantage for Ewan is they play him when they play good bigs, right? Because he can play against the good bigs and play them to a draw. In a game like tonight where Ole Miss lacked a lot of size, Ewan's not a clear advantage in that way, right? He's not like we got to feed Ewan. He's the type of guy that'll play the good ones to a draw, but you're not feeding him in a game like this. And so that's why I think this was not a Malik Ewan game, just 15 minutes that he played, in kind of an awkward 15, right?
In the way Ole Miss also plays on offense,
Yes.
there's a lot of switching, and Pringle can guard
Right.
a guard or a 2 or 3.
Well, isolation.
Ewan can't.
Ton of isolation
Yeah.
perimeter, right? I mean,
And
there's AJ Storr, the French kid got the ball a lot. The Brazilian kid came in there, and started shooting well.
Carmodine.
Yeah, so it was
Klafke.
it was a whole lot of Dia and Storr and Carmodine and Klafke, and that's not Ewan. Ewan's not going to be switching on the perimeter and playing those guys. It's just not his game.
All right, 94-87 is your final. The main thing, Arkansas wins. It wins a road game, and they're 2-0.
We're not upset. We're
No,
we're
it's just ugly.
we're griping.
Yeah.
We're griping, but
But
it's because the second
nitpicking.
half was so ugly from a official standpoint. Too.
Yeah, it was nitpicking it could have been a lot. It really, Arkansas could have beaten them by 20 if they would have played their game tonight. All right, we're just getting started. We'll take some phone calls, 661-1037. You can also text us there. That is the Middleton Heat and Air text line. And we'll hear from Coach Cal. I guess he spoke to the media tonight. We'll get some comments from him. So stick around. This is the Bet Saracen Arkansas Razorback postgame show, live from Walk-Ons.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances.
Kelly's
in an
recording
18-inch
now. I should
diameter
have him
steel
after
hoop.
this break.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Confidently with the sophisticated styling of Lyric and discover the comfort of the spacious 3-row Vista. Experience EV luxury like never before at the season's best sales event. Visit your Cadillac showroom today.
103.7 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Blackman Auctions, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Malvern National Bank, Edwards Food Giant, Chris Crane Hyundai, and Genesis of Conway.
Is your yard ready for whatever Mother Nature throws your way? At Acadie's Touch Landscaping, we make sure it is. Whether it's weatherizing your flower beds for the seasons ahead, building strong retaining walls to prevent erosion, or installing French drains to keep water where it belongs, we've got you covered. And when it's time to elevate your outdoor space, we build custom decks perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Call 501-794-2770 to transform your yard into a space you love, rain or shine. Acadie's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770, where we bring the green to your life.
Stay up to date with the latest Razorback news with the Red White Report every weekday with Justin and DJ on The Zone. The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital with UAMS Health.
This is Trey Johnson with HJ Trailer Sales. It's a new year, and we're kicking it off with an inventory blowout sale. We're taking up to $4,000 off 2025 inventory. Whether you've had your eye on it, been dreaming about it, or waiting for the perfect time, this is your moment. At HJ Trailer Sales, we pride ourselves on exceptional customer service and reliability. Kick off the year right, save big, and start fresh with up to $4,000 off 2025 inventory. Visit HJ Trailer Sales today, off Albert Pike in Hot Springs, or online at hjtrailersales.com.
In Arkansas, cancers of the lung, breast, prostate, and colon are the leading cause of cancer deaths. Yet simple screenings can save lives, helping doctors find and treat cancer early. If you have a family history of cancer, you need to start screenings even earlier, because cancer screenings can never come too soon, only too late. To learn more, visit cancer.uams.edu. Sponsored by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and UAMS.
Join the Zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the Zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
The great American pastime.
Do you smell that? That's the smell of men being men.
I think I'm ready.
On 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock.
Pressure in the backcourt off the made free throw. They barely get it in. Pinkins double teamed. Tried to throw it over the top, and Knox steals the pass. Carter going to try a two-pointer with a foot on the line. He buried it. They'll look at it during the next stoppage of play, but it's a two-pointer, and it's a 10-point lead, 46-36. Hogs.
Arkansas goes on to win 94-87, 7-point victory over the Ole Miss Rebels in Oxford. Glad you're with us. Wes Moore, Josh Neighbors. This is the Bet Saracen Arkansas Razorbacks basketball post-game show. We are live at Walk-Ons. Fun night at Walk-Ons. Had a lot of people here watching the game, hanging out with us, and they have called it a night.
Yeah.
At 11 o'clock. I see the moon rising.
I was
That's
ready
a
to call.
nice-looking moon,
Ready
isn't
to
it?
call it. Ready to call it a little bit earlier, but the pace of play had different ideas about that.
How about Billy Richmond tonight?
Yeah, man.
Billy Richmond, 13 points, 5 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 1 from the three-point line, and made both of his free throws. He did not miss tonight, and he had 6 rebounds, added an assist. Pretty good night from Billy Richmond.
Yeah, we're talking the break. You know, the one thing about a player like that is that it can be hard to improve individually if you're not getting the kind of looks that improve you individually, right? So Billy Richmond profiles as kind of a playmaking, playmaking slasher type guy, and he's not getting the ball at all. I mean, Wagner's not getting the ball, so he's not getting very much. And the fact that in transition he was so effective. I mean, he was getting this was maybe. I mean, I think it's his best game, like considering on the road. It was the first half. You know, he made a point in that first half where he really was trying and attempting to move in transition. I like the way he played overall. And so 7 points, 3 rebounds in that first half, in 11 minutes of action, and forcing the issue a bit more, but in the right spots, like picking your spots to be assertive.
Am I right? He had 4 layups?
Yeah.
And then 1 three-pointer?
Yeah.
That's efficient. I like that.
That's good. Hey, threes and layups, right? Best shots in modern basketball. So, I mean, he did a good job.
Yeah, solid night for Billy Richmond. Heck, I give him an A for tonight's game.
Hell yeah.
Malik Ewan, we said earlier, not as many minutes tonight for Malik Ewan, 15 minutes, 2 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 4 from the free throw line. It's weird. You know, there'll be games like what was he, 8 for 8 in the last game?
Yes.
And,
good freshman.
No, Malik Ewan.
You're right. Yeah. Big guy.
Yeah. 1 of 4 from the free throw line. It's just weird. Sometimes it just looks automatic, and he is going to make every free throw. And then you had a night like tonight where he struggled a little bit. Only had 2 rebounds in those 15 minutes. But this was a night where Nick Pringle got most of the minutes. And I thought Pringle played well defensively. He brings you something a little different than Ewan defensively, since he can move a little bit. Had a couple of dunks, made both his free throws, 5 rebounds, 3 of them offensive rebounds. Did have 2 turnovers. I didn't think one of them was really his fault, but he was credited with the turnover. But
at least 3 fouls for him every single game, right? He's gonna get some fouls, but he out of everybody on this team, he clearly understands his role the most, right? His job is to impact the game in a physical way and give them an edge. If you watch Draymond Green when he played with those the Warriors teams, he knew his job was not to shoot. It was not to sometimes play make. His main job was to give them that physical and I'm not saying he talks a lot of trash, but like edge, edge. And the way he plays sets an edge. I mean, you have to watch him. It takes 2 or 3 guys to box him out sometimes. I love the way he fights for rebounds. And, yeah, will come at the cost of fouls, but he plays hard.
And I want to clarify. You said you think he knows his role better than anybody else.
Right.
On the team. I think everybody on this team. I mean, if you look at it, I think Billy Richmond knows his role and plays his role. DJ Wagner knows his role, plays his role. Carter Knox is discovering his role and doing a much better job at doing what he does. And obviously Darius Acuff knows his role.
Pringle just never looks out of place. So there's never a possession where you're like, I'm not sure that's what we want.
Okay.
Like every possession is like like Pringle plays the role he's supposed to play on every single possession. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say is that like he knows what he's not supposed to do, and he does what he's supposed to do very, very well. That's a value in college basketball because in the NBA, yes, guys play their roles like they know what they're there for, what they're getting paid for. Here, sometimes like step outside of my comfort zone. No. Pringle knows what he's there to do, and did so very, very well tonight.
How about Carter Knox?
Yeah.
4 of 8 from the field.
Tough night.
2 of 5 from the 3-point line.
He is manned up, hadn't he?
6 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, couple assists, had a block shot, had a steal. Very active from Carter Knox. I know, some people get lost in the number of points.
Yeah, stop.
10 points, very efficient, and did a lot of other things while he was on the – and you know what? He was guarding Dia for a while.
He actually had a tough night defensively. Like they were hitting shots on – he played good defense, but I mean, I let a guy to the rim a couple times. Defensively, not his best night, but he had that one possession where it was 3 guys were around from Ole Miss, got in the ground, picked it out, and then threw a little bit of the
Brazil,
the lob pass on his tailbone.
Yeah.
Right. So he's finding ways to impact the game when he's not getting the ball as much offensively, and that is player development. Period.
That was when I thought that was Billy Wagner.
Yeah.
Because that's something Billy Richmond would do. Richmond would be on the court. There's 4 guys around him. He's fighting the whole team for the ball. And I was like, look at Billy. Look at Billy. You're like, no, that's Knox. That's Carter.
Knox,
That's Carter.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, my gosh, that is Carter Knox.
Last game, too, he was in the mix was the right way to describe him. And then tonight he did it again and had a few really impactful possessions.
And I said today on Out of Bounds, I felt like Trevin Brazile was going to have a good game because Ole Miss isn't physical. This is his type of game. And sure enough, he had 18 points, 5 of 6 from the floor.
6 shots.
Yeah, 6 shots, 18 points, 4 of 5 from the 3-point line, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. He's an 80% free throw shooter, or was going into tonight. Had 6 rebounds, had an assist, had a steal. So good night for Trevin Brazile. Offensively, it was a very good night. I have zero problems offensively. They shot the ball well. They shot the ball well from the 3-point line, made their free throws. It was defensively. I just didn't like their effort. They're a much better team than what they did against Ole Miss, giving up 55 second-half points.
Ole Miss smoked them like shooting the ball in the second half. I mean, they shot nearly 60% from the floor in the second half.
What were their shots in the second half?
Let's see. 4-11 from deep, and then also they were 13-16 from the line. So, I mean, they led me to the line. Well, and here's the thing. The game was never in doubt.
No.
It's just you're going to face some atmospheres that are not that bad, but also – because I think the playoff game kind of hurts that too. Like a lot of the Ole Miss fans are probably out of the they're going
19 of 32 in the second half.
Yeah,
they missed 13 shots and made 19.
There was never a point where Arkansas made it a conscious choice to be like, this stretch, this 4 minutes –
Let's finish.
Right, and they didn't on defense. They didn't do it. That's a frustration.
That is.
It was a game much longer than it had to be. That's why Chuck Barrett said, "Great game." At the very end, it shouldn't have been a great game.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Coach Calipari. This is the Bet Saracen Razorback Basketball Postgame Show. We're live at Walk-Ons, where we'll be for every single game this year. So just make plans. Come watch the Razorbacks at Walk-Ons, hang out after the game, and be a part of the postgame show. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Washita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Washita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Washita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
In today's digital world, compliance isn't just a box to check, it's a necessity. Network Services Group will help you navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity regulations, making sure your business stays compliant and secure. Stay ahead of the curve. Focus on what really matters, growing your business. Network Services Group, your partner in compliance for banks and medical organizations.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Join the Zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the Zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Flipping channels recently, I stumbled on a University of Southern California basketball game. They're actually pretty good, but so what? Nobody cares. When Eric Musselman left Arkansas for SoCal, he might have traded up on some levels, but passion from his fans was not one of them. USC has no basketball history other than Paul Westphal, and no one cares. No one. Eric, they care in Arkansas. They always will. It just means more, as they say down here. It also just means more at Doublebee's. We are Arkansans serving Arkansans. Neighbors taking care of neighbors. If you would like to join the Doublebee's team, go to doublebees.com and apply online. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go to work. That's Doublebee's.
Is your yard ready for whatever Mother Nature throws your way? At A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, we make sure it is. Whether it's weatherizing your flower beds for the seasons ahead, building strong retaining walls to prevent erosion, or installing French drains to keep water where it belongs, we've got you covered. And when it's time to elevate your outdoor space, we build custom decks perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Call 501-794-2770 to transform your yard into a space you love, rain or shine. A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770, where we bring the green to your life.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
For the Razorbacks, Darius brings it up with 7:15 to go. The Razorback lead is 13, 77-64. Acuff drives the left side, cut off, keeps the dribble way out on the floor. Ole Miss going zone again. In the corner, Knox is open, three-pointer good. Carter Knox with a tough three, 10 for Knox. Hogs by 16, 80-64.
That was the largest lead of the game, 80-64 with 7 minutes to play, and I thought it was going to be a laugher the rest of the way. And then Chris Beard made a wholesale substitution, put in 5
he had
guys.
Enough, Wes. He had enough.
He had, and then that's when Klafke came in and just went nuts for a couple of minutes. Yeah, when I saw some of those guys, I was like, Arkansas is about to win this by 30.
They put two Brazilians.
They went the opposite way.
They put two Brazilians in the game at the same time.
And
His countrymen.
And they went nuts. And I guess they outscored Arkansas. From that moment, Arkansas was up 16, and they win by 7. So Ole Miss outscored Arkansas by 9 the last 7 minutes of the game.
Plus 3 second half. I mean,
yeah,
they scored more. But, once again, this game was never in doubt.
No, it wasn't. I never got nervous.
Yeah, no, I was not nervous.
No, even at the end when I think they got it to 4, I was like, yeah, they'll score here or go to the free throw line.
They couldn't stop Arkansas.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop them.
Let's hear from Coach Calipari, see what he had to say after the game.
SEC game, they made every free throw. They made threes down the stretch that we had a chance to be up 20, and all of a sudden you look up and it's 4. But that's the league, and I told the guys, and I thought Darius, what we ended up doing is just saying, we're playing through you. He was firing balls to guys. I don't know how many assists he had. And they were all big. They were big. But DJ made an and one layup big time. Carter made 2 threes. TB made those 2 threes. Billy came up with balls and we did what we do, and we scored a lot of points. But we got to be better defensively. Questions?
Yeah, you mentioned Darius's assist, but you guys finished with 19 as a team. That's the most you had against a power conference opponent this season. I guess just how big was that going into this game? How much of his ball movement, I guess, emphasized as you guys entered into a road game in the SEC play? We're normally a low turnover team because we got really good passers who are pretty strong with the ball. You get 20 assists and you get 30 buckets on 20 assists, that's pretty good. But when you're opening up the court like we are, you're not getting assists. So we scored 94 because we opened up the court and said, forget the pick and roll. We brought the bigs up, then we brought the bigs down and told them, let's see where you go from here. But no, there was a lot of good stuff. Our numbers were pretty good, and but you got to give them credit. They shot 60% in the second half, and somehow we won. So when that happened, and some of them were like deep contested shots. Yes.
Coach, you talked this week about this being the first true road game in, 2 months, and so just talk about how the confidence, not just being able to win it, but also just to be able to come out on top in such a close one.
No, anytime you win on the road and the team gets you and you have a will to win, it's good for you because it shows you, look, teams are going to come back and they're going to make a run, then you got to make a run. Then you got to make your free throws, and you got to be strong with the ball. So, no, it's good. And, being a team like this in this league and knowing, okay, you won a road game, now we got another road game. And now we're fogged in. Who knows? We may go straight from here to Auburn. I don't even know. So it doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, Baylor Richmond very efficient tonight, diving on the floor. What he's had string of those.
And then we went to him late because I really trust him. I trust him defensively. I trust him making free throws. I trust him getting the ball in. Think about it. We had 11 turnovers, and I think 3 of them were inbounds. Like we threw it into a guy's hands or threw it to the wrong guy. One of them, I switched the inbounder, and the player that was throwing it in has never thrown it in all year. That ain't his fault. That's my fault. You don't do that. You don't do that to a young player that way. But no, Billy, again, you got a bunch of guys playing 20 minutes, and you had some guys playing 30.
Go ahead. Yeah, a couple times broke out the press tonight. Worked sometimes it didn't. But
we didn't match up. We had the wrong guys. We put 2 guys didn't know. They thought they were both on the ball, and so now both of them were up, and the kid gets it and throws it, and that was on us. And one time Billy went to trap, and we weren't trapping. And by him trapping, the rest of us weren't ready.
But we're going to keep working on it. We're doing some other things defensively that we got to get better at. Got to have to do some things a little bit different at times.
How do you decide which moments to just break it out? Kind of flip the switch.
You mean the press?
Yeah.
Well, most of it's just to make us aggressive. You know, and we got a couple turnovers from it, but they only had 10 turnovers. So stats look pretty similar.
Yeah, talking about Billy, obviously he has worked a lot on expanding his offensive game, hitting deeper shots. He hit another one tonight. I guess just how much growth have you seen from him in that department just from the summer to now?
No, he's, you know, the one thing I got on the guys about was that we have a machine in our gym, the Noah, that charts all their shots, and it's face recognition. So if you're not going in there,
you're going to find out.
I know, because I get all those numbers. And I said, guys, you got some of you guys that want to shoot balls in the game that are not getting in the gym. You're not staying after, you're not coming early, you're not coming back in the morning or late at night. If you really want to do this and you want to make a living at this, that's part of your routine. And you get up 1,000 shots a week. And then all of a sudden you build your own self-confidence, your own, you know, you make yourself invincible that way. And it doesn't matter what I say or something, you miss a shot or two, you're fine. You've taken 5,000 in the last 5 weeks, and you made 80% of them, 75%. You're gonna get, if you've taken 50 shots a week and you get in the game and you miss, all of a sudden you're 0 for 11. Or the same with free throw shooting. So, like I'm telling them, you know, I'm here for you, but I can't do it for you. All right. You guys, we're fogged in. We gotta go to Memphis. I thought, you notice I changed. I was ready to go. Let's go. Get on the bus. Let me get home. Now it's, anyway.
Could be a late night for these guys, huh?
Talking about?
So they're fogged in at Ole Miss, can't fly out of there, so they're going to have to drive to
I thought
Memphis.
it was a metaphor. I thought it's a conference schedule fogged in, just travels.
No, that's why he said we may just have to go straight to Auburn from here.
Actually fogged in.
Actually fogged in.
Can I just mention that he mentioned the the machine. So the gun is what players use to get shots up.
Yeah.
Right? You shoot, big net, it goes, a bunch of balls.
Shoots it out to you.
Right. Their gun has face recognition.
And it charts how many shots and how many makes.
Billy, I know you didn't shoot 1,000 this fast. But it goes to a point where Donovan Mitchell, a few years ago when he made the NBA, he said, people were like, what was the difference? Right? You've made this leap. And he goes, it's my job now.
Mm-hmm.
It's my job. Cal advocates to make it your job now.
Yeah.
Right? Make it your job right now. And I love that.
If you want to get to the league, that's what you're going to have to do.
And I think the way you watch his teams, like the players get better, actually speaks that. I think the one thing you can knock Cal about is in game. Like in game stuff is the hardest to me to do. Whether it's football or basketball or baseball, in game is the hardest thing for coaches to do. But like as far as how do you make your talent better talent as the year goes along? How do you make your team better? Mm-hmm. Like his players get better as it goes along. And that's why he takes accountability. He takes accountability whenever something goes wrong.
Think about this. There are some teams, some coaches you could play for, getting to the NBA doesn't happen often, and so it's still kind of a dream. You play for Calipari, you see all the players that are in the NBA, and you're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah.
He gets guys in the NBA,
Yeah.
and so that's even more of an encouragement to do what he says.
Yeah.
Because you really believe I can get to the NBA because he's got so many guys in the NBA.
And he treats them all different. Like he treats like each guy. It's like Adu Thero. It's like, hey, Adu, like I'm gonna play you not the NBA way if you come back. Like you need to go to the league and learn and get locked in a gym and shoot 5,000 threes a week, so you can eventually become a 3-and-D guy. So like that's why you should probably move on. And I think that's the good thing about him is the relationship building, right? He talks to each player. He knows how to identify what in each player they have to adjust to be in the league.
Steve Sullivan just tweeted this out. I guess he's listening to the Chris Beard press conference.
Not our show, darn it.
Chris Beard on ACUF said, quote, a stone-faced pro.
Yeah,
that's a great
first thing Acuff mentioned in the post-game press conference or the post-game audio, he said, I had 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
He said,
several of them late.
Yep.
Got to fix that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take our final break of the night. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on or what has happened in the SEC. All the games are final. Stick around. This is the Bet Saracen Razorback Basketball postgame show live from Walk-Ons.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus, lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Confidently with the sophisticated styling of Lyric and discover the comfort of the spacious 3-row Vista. Experience EV luxury like never before at the season's best sales event. Visit your Cadillac showroom today.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
For 55 years, you've trusted Sigma Supply for all your packaging and shipping needs. And now, as part of Brady Plus, they've got even more to offer. From janitorial supplies, facility supplies, and food service disposables, Sigma Supply has you covered. Ordering is a breeze with over 50,000 new products online at SigmaSupply.com. Call or text sales manager David Breitenberg at 501-617-4600 and ask for the Buzz discount now because it's there. And remember, if you're not using Sigma Supply that is now part of Brady Plus, you've got low-grade product, man.
Join the zone each Monday for game balls and jockstraps, brought to you by 8 Caddies Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their game balls and jockstraps on the zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by 8 Caddies Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for game balls and jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz. This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. For over a century, Notre Dame has been the nation's favorite college football team. They get every benefit of the doubt and have usually had the power to make people like Paul Hornung and John Hewart win Heismans over more deserving characters like Jim Brown and Joe Namath. But Notre Dame recently getting left out of the college football playoff field signals a changing of the guard. The refusal of the Irish to join a conference ran up against the two leagues that run everything, and the Irish lost. For what it's worth, I think they would kill an Alabama team that's leaking oil these days. But the committee backed the SEC, which has set Irish eyes to crying. When you are in the metropolis of Rosebud, do yourself a favor and stop by the Doublebee's there for a hot plate lunch. Or if you're hungry for a hamburger, you'll not find one any better. Doublebee's, it's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families presents Central Arkansas Soup Sunday, March 1st at 3:30 at the Jack Stevens Center at UA Little Rock. Arkansas Advocates works for an Arkansas where every child and family has every opportunity for success. Central Arkansas Soup Sunday, benefiting Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families, March 1st at 3:30. Tickets are available at aradvocates.org and at the door.
Arkansas trying to protect this lead. 48 to play, 17 to shoot. Acuff dribbles out at the logo. Jiffa's out there with him. 10 on the shot clock. Acuff goes to work, drives underneath to the rim, gets it to go. Acuff rattled it home. Darius with 26, and Arkansas's up 93-87, 31 seconds to go.
That was almost your final score. Trevin Brazil hit a free throw there at the end. 94-87 your final score. Acuff, awesome. 26 points, 9 assists for the freshman on his way to another Freshman of the Week award. or maybe SEC Player of the Week award. Who knows? Tonight in the SEC, besides Arkansas's victory over Ole Miss, the game of the night was Alabama and Vanderbilt stays perfect, 15-0 with a home victory over Alabama.
Mark Byington has done to use Acre's term, phenomenal job. They are so well. Also, two James Madison coaches, Kurt Signetti at Indiana.
How about that?
Mark Byington at Vanderbilt. Two unexpected, but he has done a brilliant job. Crowd was red hot tonight too, as well. So credit to him, and they've got a lot of guys who look like, that they have been, second mortgage guys. I mean, they've run a few cars in their day. They're on their third child, old and good.
Should point out that LeBaron Philon, the stud guard for Alabama, missed much of the second half. Full body cramps, according to Nate Oates.
That sounds so painful.
Maybe the best news of the night, besides Arkansas's victory, was Missouri beating Kentucky. It's one of the few times Arkansas fans are happy about Missouri getting a victory, but Kentucky falls to 0-2 in the SEC.
For the first time in Missouri's program history, they go to Rupp Arena and they get a victory. So big. I know it's Mark Pope, and he seems way out of depth right now, but Missouri beats Florida in their opener, and then they were 7.5-point dog at home, and then as 12.5-point underdog on the road. Dennis Gates has done a very, very good job.
The other SEC game, Mississippi State beat Oklahoma 72-53, almost a 20-point home victory for the Bulldogs. They're also 2-0.
The competition for Player of the Year, Hubbard is going to give.
Yeah.
Is going to be tough because he is so much their offense. I'm kind of thinking Wes almost a Wade Taylor type year, where it's like he's going to have such a high usage rate that it's almost going to be hard to deny him that award because of what he does, and he's been a scorer since the word go.
30 points tonight.
Since a freshman year, and it's his third year at Mississippi State. He is a scorer.
By the way, home teams went 4-4 in the midweek games. 6-2 this past Saturday. 4-4 during the midweek games.
Let's see when the schedule starts to really grind on teams. That I think that's going to start trending towards those home teams more.
It's a little early, but I'm keeping up with it.
Yeah,
I got I'm going to keep a running total.
You brought that great note to me. What was it about the road?
It was
teams?
Actually the opposite. A year ago, the home teams did a lot better during the midweek than they did on the weekends, which is odd because you would think on Saturdays they'd have that huge crowd and do really well at home.
That travel, though, I think that travel starts to wear on teams, and just being at home, middle of the week, in your own bed, stuff it seems to matter.
Right now in the SEC, there are 5 teams that are 2-0 to start conference play. Of course, Arkansas is 1, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Mississippi State tied for first place.
Yes.
Early.
Saturday's going to be good. Tennessee, Florida, right? We're going to have that one is in a roll. Also, Georgia's at South Carolina. We'll see if they can go on the road and get a win. South Carolina beat LSU on the road last night, so we'll see there. Oklahoma A&M, good one. Obviously, Arkansas goes to Auburn. Missouri visits this Ole Miss team. Texas goes to Alabama, and Mississippi State, Kentucky it's a game that Mississippi State feels very confident in, but Mark Pope has to win.
Home game against Mississippi State, you better win.
You
don't
have to
fall to 0-3.
You have
what
to
was the stat? They're 0-2 for the first time
since 2005.
Wow.
21 years.
Wow. For Arkansas, post-game show following that.
At a time to be determined?
7:30.
I just want to know how will the media blame this loss tonight on Lane Kiffin, the Ole Miss loss.
Good win for the Razorbacks, 2-0. That's going to do it. Thank you for joining us. But be sure to join us Saturday at 5 right here at Walk-Ons for the Bet Saracen Razorback Postgame Show. Have a great night. Josh will talk to you early in the morning. I'll be back on Out of Bounds at 1. See you, everybody.